This is something that you could realize from your limitless sense of experience, because your experience transcended the limitations of your own genetic and evolutionary memory. To put it simply, you cannot understand what is consciousness, because understanding always comes from accumulated knowledge about something. Essentially, consciousness means an intelligence within you which is not shackled by your memory, an intelligence which is completely unsullied by your memory. There is a dimension of intelligence within you which is untouched by memory. Everything else about you is memory, whether it is evolutionary memory, genetic memory, karmic memory, conscious, unconscious, subconscious memories, various types of memories. In yoga we see 8 different dimensions of memory. Everything that you are, the shape of your nose, the color of your skin, the way you sit, the way you stand, the way you speak, everything that you call as myself is an amalgamation of a very complex dimensions of memory. But there is a dimension of intelligence within you which is not ruled by your memory. Why is this dimension so important? Because memory means survival. Memory means a boundary. What is within my memory is familiar to me, what is outside of my boundary is strange. So, what is in my memory is my friend, what is not in my memory, who is not in my memory is a stranger. This is the basis of your experience. So there is a dimension of intelligence within you which is unsullied by memory. Only when you touch this dimension, do you know what it means by saying limitless or boundless in terms of experience. Because every other experience is encapsulated within the shackles of your memory. As useful as it is, the memory, it is also a prison. It is our survival, it is also a self-imprisonment. Survival of the self and self-imprisonment, both these things are done. Memory is a wall that you have created, within which there is a whole world of your own. But memory means in some way physiological and psychological process. Your physiological process may be run by the evolutionary memory and genetic memories, your psychological process is run by a variety of other dimensions of memory, but essentially, memory means your physiology and your psychology. The biggest mistake that we have done right now in the world, especially the Western societies, the way they're looking at it is, we have misunderstood or mixed up rather psychological realities and existential realities. So this is why always we are trying to understand something. The way we are talking about India right now, the way the Indian culture or the Bharat has looked at is, it is always about realization, not about understanding. So consciousness can be realized but never understood. We must also understand, today the way you are, your memory is also your possibility. Everything that you're doing is from your memory. A whole lot of your memory may not be conscious memory, but see, the English word conscious is used in many different ways, so there could be confusions about that. We are talking in terms of physiologically being conscious or unconscious, psychologically being conscious or unconscious. Consciousness, we'll keep the word consciousness little away for the sake of understanding. Being conscious and unconscious is a different aspect. So, everything that you are, from the shape of your body, from the color of your skin, the way you understand life, the way you perceive life, everything is ruled by your memory. So it is also your possibility. At the same time, it is a limitation. You will realize the limitation of your memory only when a longing to grow beyond these limitations arises within you. See, every human being has a longing to be something more than what they are right now. But that something more is a very incremental piece. So this is why we need to fast forward our life and see right now. Little desires that you have, when you were a 8-year-old boy, maybe your greatest desire was a bicycle or something like that. Then it went on expanding. So this desiring process is a longing to expand within a human being. This longing to expand, we are going in an incremental way, by installments. Right now sit here, everything that you have desire for, let's say it's right now come true, what's next? You will desire something else, something else, something else. Just do all this right now in the next 5 minutes. Everything else that you could possibly desire till the end of your life. If all of it is done right now, what is next? Then you will see you still want to expand in an unknowing way. You still want to be something more than who you are. When this longing becomes a conscious process, then naturally you're seeking to break the limitations of what you know. This is why in yoga, the yogic culture always saw that knowledge is a limitation. We never identify with our knowledge. We always identified with our ignorance. Because what I know, it doesn't matter how much I know, what I know is a minuscule in this existence. If you compare what you know to the cosmic space, it is an absolute minuscule. But what you do not know, your ignorance is boundless. So we always identify with our ignorance. The entire culture has been built upon it. This is something that has been seriously misunderstood by the rest of the world. Why India has been the way it's been, though there is an immense amount of knowledge right from ancient times, why is it they refuse to exploit knowledge? Because they saw that exploiting knowledge more and more, just using it to the extent that it is necessary for your life is different, but basing your life on the knowledge that you possess will ultimately trap you in a way that you cannot extricate yourself, that you start building, it's like a spider's web, you start building the web of your knowledge and you get trapped in it. Because your intellect is absolutely useless if you do not have a bank of memory, which is knowledge. If you do not have any memory, if I wipe out all your memory, you will find your intellect is useless. So today we have this experience. Like today you buy a new computer, maybe the best in the world. Fantastic. I am not saying it's not fantastic, it has brought many possibilities into our lives. Knowledge is useful as a survival tool. Intellect is useful as a survival tool. So, this intellect cannot function without knowledge. That means what can it do? It can recycle the data that you already have in various permutations and combinations, but it cannot come up with anything new because its root is in its knowledge. So, what is the use of knowledge? Knowledge could enhance our physiological and psychological existence. But how much will you enhance it, I'm asking? Physiologically, if your food is taken care of, your health is taken care of, its basic needs are taken care of the body, it's a done thing. There is nothing more you can do. But today you see a weird world trying to do all kinds of things to stretch physical experiences. Why there is such a overflow of alcohol, drugs, sexuality is simply because people are trying to stretch the physiological boundary. You must understand the essence of physicality in the world is a defined boundary. Without a defined boundary, there is no physical nature. Now you're trying to breach, in your longing to expand, you're trying to breach the physical boundaries of your existence. Well, it's a wrong way to do. This is why they're telling me 30% of the people are obese on the planet, because they're trying to stretch their physical boundaries, either absolutely physically or in terms of experiences. A whole world is moving in this direction. Somehow, they want to stretch their experiential dimension. Right now, because their whole experience is limited to physiological and psychological experiences, they're trying to stretch that. You think you're stretching it, all you're doing is memory. You cannot do anything else with these two dimensions. So, when you realize the limits of your physiological and psychological existence, that is when you will seek something beyond, which right now the English word is not really competent to describe, but the word consciousness means a dimension beyond this. In the yogic culture, we call this chitta. An intelligence beyond memory is called chitta. This is something that you could realize from your limitless sense of experience, because your experience transcended the limitations of your own genetic and evolutionary memory. You know the way the world is made.